Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Shrinvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantasto Hyavadrani Vidhanoti Surutsatam Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktirbhavati Nistike. I'll be summarizing chapter 20, Canto 4, chapter 20, Lord Vishnu's appearance in the sacrificial arena of Maharaj Prithu. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Utale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Vishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarani Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktaranda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. I seek the blessings of all assembled Vaishnavas. Please forgive me any misinterpretation. So, being very much satisfied by the performance of the 99 horse sacrifices, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, appeared on the scene. Accompanying him was King Indra. Lord Vishnu then began to speak. Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, said, "My dear King Prithu, Indra, the king of heaven, has disturbed your execution of 100 sacrifices. Now he has come with me to be forgiven by you. Therefore, excuse him." So then Lord Vishnu gives the reason why Indra must be forgiven. Lord says in text 3, "O king, one who is advanced in intelligence and eager to perform welfare activities for others is considered best among human beings. An advanced human being is never malicious to others. Those with advanced intelligence are always conscious that this material body is different from the soul. If a personality like you, who are so much advanced because of executing instructions of the previous acharyas, is carried away by the influence of my material energy, then all your advancement may be considered simply a waste of time. So for these reasons, Indra must be forgiven. Then in text 7, Lord describes the nature of super soul. Lord Supreme Soul is one, pure, non-material, and self-effulgent. He is the reservoir of all good qualities, and he is all-pervading. He is without material covering, and he is the witness of all activities. He is completely distinguished from other living entities, and is transcendental to all embodied souls. Then Lord explains the nature of a person who is liberated. Although within this material nature, one who is thus situated in full knowledge of the Paramatma and Atma is never affected by the modes of material nature, for he is always situated in my transcendental loving service. When one is situated in his constitutional, when one is situated in his occupational duty, engages in my loving service without motive for material gain, he gradually becomes very satisfied within. When the heart is cleansed of all material contamination, the devotee's mind becomes broader and transparent, and he can see things equally. At that stage of life, there is peace, and one situated equally with me as Satchidananda Vigraha. Then Lord explains the nature of a person who is equipoised. In text 13, Lord says, My dear heroic king, please give up. Please keep yourself always equipoised and treat people equally, whether they are greater than you or in the intermediate stage or lower than you. Do not be disturbed by temporary distress and happiness. Fully control your mind and senses. In this transcendental position, try to execute your duty as a king in whatever condition of your life you may be posted by my arrangement. Then Lord describes the prescribed duty of a king and what happens if king did not perform his prescribed duty. In text 14, Lord says, to give protection to the general mass of people who are citizens of the state is the prescribed occupational duty for a king. By acting in that way, the king in his next life shares 1/6 of the results of pious activities of the citizens. But a king or executive head of state who simply collects taxes from the citizens but does not give them proper protection as human beings has the results of his own pious activities taken away by the citizens. And in exchange for his not giving protection, he becomes liable to punishment for the impious activities of his subjects. Then in text 15, Lord explains how to keep the citizens of the kingdom happy. Lord says, the Lord instructs King Pruto that if you continue to protect the citizens according to the instructions of the learned Brahman authorities, as they are received by the disciplic succession by hearing from master to disciple, and if you follow religious principles laid down by them without attachment to ideas manufactured by mental concoction, then every one of your citizens will be happy and will love you. Then Lord says Prithu Maharajas to ask for benediction in text 16. Lord says, my dear king, I am very captivated by your elevated qualities and excellent behavior, and thus I am very favorably inclined toward you. You may therefore ask from me any benediction you like. As I said, this chapter has two parts. First, instructions of Lord Vishnu to Prithu Maharaj, and then Prithu Maharaj's prayer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So after that, Maharaj Prithu, the conqueror of the entire world, accepted instructions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead on his head. As King Indra was standing by, became ashamed of his own activities and fell down before King Prithu to touch his lotus feet. But Prithu Maharaj immediately embraced him in great ecstasy and gave up all envy against him for his having stolen the horse meant for the sacrifice. King Prithu abundantly worshipped the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead, who was so merciful to him. While worshipping the lotus feet of the Lord, Prithu Maharaj gradually increased his ecstasy in devotional service. Seeing the behavior of Prithu Maharaj with his lotus eyes, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu detained because he was always the well-wisher of his devotees. Prithu Maharaj, his eyes full of tears and his voice faltering and choked up, could neither see the Lord very distinctly nor speak to address the Lord. He simply embraced the Lord within his heart. Then he offered the prayers. So Prithu Maharaj was saying what kind of benediction he wanted. In text 23, and 24 and 25. Pratumara says, "You are the best of the demigods who can offer benediction. Why, therefore, should any learned person ask for benedictions meant for living entities bewildered by the modes of nature? Such benedictions are available automatically, even in the lives of living entities suffering in hellish conditions. My dear Lord, I do not wish to have the benediction of merging into your existence, benediction in which there is no existence of the nectarian beverage of your lotus feet." Then Lord Pratumara says, "I want benediction of at least 1 million years, for thus I may be able to hear about the glories of your lotus feet from the mouths of your pure devotees. My Lord, you are glorified by the selected verses by great personalities. When the transcendental vibration from the mouths of great devotees carries the aroma of the saffron dust of your lotus feet, the forgetful living entity gradually remembers from his eternal relationship with you. Devotees thus gradually come to the right conclusion about the value of life. My dear Lord, I therefore do not need any other benediction but the opportunity to hear from the mouths of your pure devotees." Then Prithu Maharaj uh, say, describes the importance of association of devotees. Prithu Maharaj says, "If one in the association of pure devotees hears even once the glories of your activities, he does not, unless he is nothing but an animal, of the association of devotees. For no intelligent person would be so careless as to leave their association. The perfection of chanting and hearing about your glories was accepted even by goddess of fortune, who desired to hear your unlimited activities and transcendental glories." Then Prithu Maharaj says how he wants to render service. Prithu Maharaj says, "I wish to engage in the service of the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead and serve just like the goddess of fortune who carries the lotus flower in her hand." But Prithu Maharaj had one concern. He says, "I am afraid that the goddess of fortune and I would quarrel because both of us would attentively engage in the same service." Prabhupada says in the purport that goddess Lakshmi is serving in the mode of Madhurya Ras, whereas King Prithu was serving in the mode of Dasya Ras. There is no conflict with goddess of Lakshmi. Yet Prithu Maharaj says, "I am hopeful that even though there is some misunderstanding, you will take my part, for you are very much inclined to the poor and always magnify even insignificant service unto you." Then Prithu Maharaj says the Lord is the well-wisher of the devotees in text 31. "My Lord, your illusory energy, all living beings in this material world have forgotten the real constitutional position, and out of ignorance they are always desirous of material happiness in the form of society, friendship, and love. Therefore, please do not ask me to take some material benefits from you, but as a father, not waiting for son's demand, does everything for the benefit of the son. Please bestow upon me whatever you think best for me." And then Lord gives the blessing before departing to his abode. "My dear King, you always be blessed by engaging in my devotional service. Only by such purity of purpose as you yourself very intelligently expressed can cross over the insurmountable illusory energy of Maya." Thus, being properly worshipped by the king, Lord blessed him and decided to depart. So Prabhupada says the Vishnu that appeared was Kshirodakshai Vishnu. Then King Prithu worshipped the demigods, the great sages, inhabitants of Pitraloka, inhabitants of Gandharvaloka, Siddhaloka, Charanaloka, Kinnarloka. The infallible, after this function, they all went back to their respective abodes, following the footsteps of Lord Vishnu. Then King Prithu offered his respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Supreme Lord of all demigods. Although not an object of material vision, the Lord revealed himself to the sight of Maharaj Prithu. After offering his obeisances to the Lord, King Prithu returned to his home. So that ends that chapter. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.